CQ RAYNET. This is Romeo Charlie, operated today by Greg, Golf Sierra Delta Uniform Bravo, serving as net control for the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net. This net meets each Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time and is open to all operators interested in emergency communications. The primary purpose of the net is to provide the opportunity for members to test equipment, exchange traffic news, opinions and information, and be found at www.raynet-uk.net. This is a directed net to be made to the net control station unless you are instructed otherwise, and all RAYNET-UK operators are invited and encouraged to check in. When you do check in, please announce your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by your name, and if you wish to after checking in, then please call in and out. Otherwise, if you want to leave after subsequent, make it clear you want to check out at that time. After I've heard a few check-ins, I'll repeat. If not acknowledged, please try again. If you miss your turn to call in, I will call for any strays at the end of the UK and international sections. Again, taking check-ins to the RAYNET-UK weekly activity period as usual in call sign. So any stations with a figure 8 in their call sign, please call now. G4 and RC, over.
Golf 8 Echo Yankee, GY, name is Mike.
Golf 8 Echo Yankee, good afternoon Mike. Any other 8s please, any other 8? G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, nothing heard, so let's have 7, stations figure 7 in their call sign please, G4 and RC, over.
G4 and RC, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Good afternoon Greg, in and out today, just having hotspot problems for some reason. Transmitting out, but I'm only hearing you through you at the moment. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar.
Mike 7 Oscar, G4 and RC. That's going to give some hairy satellite delay. Okay, thanks Dave, thanks for checking in. Copied you in Alpha Victor Oscar. Any other 7s please, G4 and RC, over. Hey, nothing heard, so let's have 6s, stations figure 6 and their call sign, please go ahead, G4 and RC, over. Second call for any stations figure 6 and their call sign, G4 and RC, over. For an RC, then it's figure 5, any stations figure 5 and their call sign, G4 and RC, over. For an RC, since we don't have any of those, let's have stations figure 4 and their call sign, please go ahead, over.
G4 KIL Kilo India Lima, Philip South Sussex.
Golf 4 Kilo Uniform Juliet, Trevor in Watford.
Golf 4 India Sierra November, Andy, Leicester.
G4 and RC, going to do this the way I'm going to do it. Stations, but I think one got slightly trampled on, so there's a fourth in there. I have Philip, Golf 4 Kilo India Lima, Trevor, Golf 4 Kilo Uniform Juliet, and Andy, Golf 4 India Sierra November. Any other G4s not acknowledged? G4 and RC, over. Golf 4, Hotel Uniform, over. Golf 4, Hotel Uniform Foxtrot, G4 and RC. Thanks, Phil. Did it properly this time rather than Cheshire Privilege. Did snowed under with the other stations calling then. Okay, let's go for threes. Stations figure 3 in that call sign, please. G4 and RC, over. RC, second call for any stations figure 3 in that call sign, over. For an RC with spans delay, let's go for 2. Stations figure 2 in that call sign. That includes 2 intermediate 2s. Please go. See, over. For an RC, second call for any stations figure 2 in that call sign. G for an RC, over. It's figure 1s. Stations figure 1 in their call sign. Go ahead. RC, over. G4 and RC. Call for any stations figure 1 in their call sign. G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, then let's have Mike 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier, please, over. G4 and RC, must definitely be tennis. Any stations Mike 0 of any regional secondary identifier, please call now, over. G4 and RC, then it's Golf 0 stations of any regional secondary, please, over.
Golf Whiskey Juliet Lima X-ray. Name is Andy, RAYNET Pembrokeshire. No traffic today, so in and out, please.
Or RC, good afternoon. Announced for Golf Whiskey 0 Juliet Lima X-ray. Wasn't sure if you were on the chat earlier, but I'll catch up with the reports on that eventually. Okay, any UK station who's missed their turn to call in, please call now. G4. Right, Golf 6 Juliet Mike Echo. Golf 6 Juliet Mike Echo. You're trying to call into the net, over.
On Golf Eastbourne World and RAYNET Group, in and out, over.
Echo, good afternoon, Ray, and copy to you as in and out. Alright, any international liaison stations, any of our Nord-Sound in Norway, Arran and Ireland, etc., please call now. G4 and RC, over. G4NRC, any station, UK or international, who's missed their turn to call, at G4, over. G4NRC, nothing seen or heard. Good everybody. Today's net is being live streamed by Graham G7NEH to YouTube today. Past live streams and recordings are available by searching Golf 7 Cal G7NEH on YouTube. Hurricane Beryl degraded to a post-tropical storm this week, but not without causing power disruption to over 1 million people over an area ranging from Texas, just to emphasise the spread of which these incidents can occur. So, be aware of that one. Also, following on from last week's news of new Ardent firmware being released, a couple more items which have nearly passed me by. PlayStar firmware is up to version 4.2.1. This is not a automatic upgrade, so many of us are probably still on the older version 4.1.8. When was the last time you looked at your dashboard to check a version number? Last firmware raised updates for Radio Oddity. This is for the Radio Oddity GD88 handheld radio, for anybody that has one of those, as well as for the Radio Oddity 25D Delta Bravo 25 Delta mobile radio. This brings AES 256 level encryption, which is claimed with other radios. Interoperability between radio bands for encryption got a bad rap in the past, but maybe things have moved on. So, with that, let's see if there's any thoughts or any news from anybody else. Golf 8, Echo Echo Yankee, G4 and RC, over.
G4 NRC from G8EY. Well, Norfolk, here we have 20, as opposed to the forecast 12 to 14, so it's a lot warmer than was forecast. No rain today, makes a change. It's a wind, so it's definitely better than the last few days when we definitely got deluged quite a lot. No, I haven't checked the Pi-Star version on my desktop. I didn't have time. That's before. Bob G80SDU is playing with some radios he's got of the DMR variety, and playing with encryption as well. I'm finding some interesting effects, but I don't know whether he's going to put one on paper yet. I certainly noticed between similar radios from the same manufacturer, but not necessarily across the board. Otherwise, hopefully an NRF meeting on Tuesday after the COM meeting tomorrow. Be interesting to see what comes. Cancelled the last three, I think, from memory, so it's a bit worrying. Bit of a change of management somewhere. Anyway, that's it from me for the first round from G8EEY.
Golf 8, Echo Echo Yankee, G4 and RC returning. I think the reason the Radio Oddity comment attracts my attention was that they explicitly said they had tested it against other brands. While encryption previously on DMR has been in the thick as per the ETSI standard, and then any extra stuff which was a little bit more manufacturer dependent. After saying AES 256 is a very specific algorithm, and it is supported by my Olinco here as well, probably one of the other radios we've got kicking around. So I'll be doing some testing into dummy loads later myself, because it might actually mean we can progress much better in making this work. Right, move on, shorter net today. Philip, Golf 4 Kilo India Lima, G4 and RC.
G4 NRC, G4KIL, actually pedestrian mobile. And it also park, not far from home, well, between home GGH and registered address actually. Yeah, I've got the hotspot is sitting with a small battery in my backpack, and my phone is in my pocket, which is acting as the link to the yes, as you will have seen very quickly, seen my report from after the HFnet that I did try to join it using a flex radio, but the software wasn't going to play ball. For some reason it wasn't seeing either the headset mic or the from the on my lap computer, even though the computer itself said it was there. So I don't know what happened there. I have had problems, a little bit of problems before, so I have to try and get that sorted. So whether I'm on next week or not, and will also depend on well, the week after with the data one, I think, wouldn't it? Again, I think I had managed it with that one, so that set up to recognise the audio input. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything else particularly from me. So actually, I think I'll just listen around. Thanks for running that, Greg. Speak hopefully next week. G4 NRC G4K.
For Kilo India Lima G4 NRC. Okay, Philip. Well, no dropouts, nothing too difficult with your pedestrian mobile. HFnet, I kind of looked online beforehand at some of the reports that were coming back onto my WebSD or Whisper and FT8, and the signal to noise levels are not that pretty at all. And since the IARU exercise was running for an hour prior to the RAYNET HFnet, not feeling good for propagation on 40 or 20 metres. I only actually made one contact on each band relevant, and that was down in Bristol on 40 metres and down here for 20 metres. So difficult. That was when I dropped onto the regular JS8 call on 40 metres and put a call out. I did find somebody calling there. So I don't know whether the message that we were actually using the emergency centre activity frequencies to be absolutely distinct has actually got through to some people. So do the wash up and I catch up on all the other emails as well. Well, thanks for trying. And yeah, I've also got a bit of a remote station to play with, which is looking unloved at the moment, so I should play with that. Right, 1, 2, 3 left on the net. Trevor, good afternoon. Golf 4, Kilo Uniform Juliet.
G4NRC, G4KUK. Yeah, good afternoon, Greg and everybody else. Picking up on a couple of your points. The Pi-Star issue that I running is 4.1.8 on both the duplex and the simplex. But I've got a spare hotspot, and I think I might try 4.1, I think it is, on that, as well as thinking about the WPSD. I know I've got to update my hardware software to the latest. That's, I think, a couple of issues out of date, but it works. But I need to just sort that out. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything else. I intend to try and get the QO100 system running again this week. To just carry on with the setup so that I can the remotely from one side of the house to the other, and I need the position adjusted for optimum performance. The wind took it out some time ago. Anyway, back to you. I'll sign on this over, but I will the end, Greg. G4NRC, G4KUJ.
G4NRC returning. Okay, yeah, you will have had an interruption to service last night. the Arden node here that's acting as one end of the bridge for yourself and Graham. That was what Bill called the easy one because that's connected to the internet, updating all the trial because you don't naturally get internet access. So I have to download the offending file and then re-upload it to every node in turn. But at least that won't be service affecting to you. At the moment, no compatibility issues between the two versions of Arden. Likewise, anybody who hasn't updated PyStar, congratulations, it's still working just like it used to. All you're missing ostensibly is that the underpinning operating has been lifted up to the latest version of Linux, which is what the selling feature was of WPSD as the alternative software, but now they're both and stable again. Okay, log you out on this one, Trevor. Thanks for coming on. Let's go to Andy, Golf 4, India, Sierra, November. Over.
From G4 ISN. Okay, great, nice signals from all so far. I'm operating the 878 through a PyStar hotspot, and although we've got 3 in the chat, we're on 4.1.8, so I might update one of them and see how I go from there. I know in the past I've tried to update and it's not worked, so I just there's not too much difference. I'll probably remain on 4.1.8. I'm sure I probably forgot to mention that I was going to be in and out, but now I'm on, I might as well have it. Right, other than that, on the PyStar bit, information is the, well, I think you're talking about the PBR setup, the group, PBR, handhelds, mobile, and still looking for a unit for UHF working, but no doubt as funds go, we might swan it somewhere. But other than that, I'll put it back to you there, Greg, and I'll sign out now because I'm due to take the dog for a walk. From Golf 4 India, Sierra, November.
Golf 4 India, Sierra, November, Golf, Delta Uniform Bravo returning. Okay, hearing in and out, but no worries. Hi Terry, you've reminded me, was it difficulties with Motorola and legal issues, etc. I've kind of lost the plot of where that got up to, as to who was suing who and for how to sell. I did see a few months ago there were new Hytera repeaters coming on the market, including some portable ones, which, while we can't afford them, might help push some more stuff down the market, which is just where you can keep your hopes up. Yes, I've got another Hytera somewhere. Honestly, it was my first DMR radio, all so-called hotel one, which has got like no antenna, but it was easy to within a very small area. I must get that out, see if I can do any firmware updates on that. That's a little bit more of a test bed here for checking encryption out between the different systems. Okay, next one, 7-3s to you, Andy. Next on the list, it's Phil, Golf for Hotel Uniform Foxtrot, and I've put the question about an FAQ document and member on board into the com meeting tomorrow as well, just to see if we get anything from the rest of the country. G4HUF, G4 and RC, over.
This is G4HUF. Yep, fair enough. Well, that's interesting. I shall look forward to hearing how that meeting goes tomorrow, in your feedback in due course. And that's the prime reason I didn't sign in and out at the beginning, because I was going to prompt you on that.
And you preempted me. Problem. Right. I've got nothing else intelligent to add at the moment, apart from the fact that I observed my newest member has seemed to manage to sort his hotspot out, and I saw the DMR server a couple of days ago, which is very, from my point of view. But apart from that, I've not got any exciting news, so I'm going to shut up and sign as well. So I'll drop out at this point, and next time round. 730, this is G4HUF clear. G4HUF, G4E. Okay, well, we'll see what comes out. I looked through what you'd written, and it was, everything there. The trouble is you don't know what people don't know and what to tell them. So see if anybody else had got a model document they'd used that we could steal from. As far as hotspots sorted out in more Cheshire, I suppose that means I should do better and actually monitor one of the Cheshire groups. Not sure where your guys going or where you monitor, but since there's not really a lot of us in Cheshire, activity between West Cheshire and Bain Valley doesn't seem wholly appropriate. And the Cheshire county-wide one, if we want to have a hailing and testing frequency, call. So let's see what comes out when we have our next little set of discussions about where we have a date to next, alongside the national calling channel, of course. Right, that leaves me with just one button for punishment prepared to have done, and he's got to put up with me tomorrow night in the com meeting. So any final from yourself, Mike? Golf 8, Echo Yankee, G4 and RC, over.
G4 NRC from G8EY. Yeah, I'm up for the challenge. Looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah. I'm trying to upgrade to Windows 11, and I think I prefer the meeting. Yeah, I checked my dashboard, and yes, it's 4.1.6. Must do something about that. So why not break it by upgrading it? One of the problems I'm repeaters, I mean, it's all very well on 70 stems, but duplexes tend to be quite an expensive item as well. And if you're working out in the field, it's not really practical because the split is too narrow to use anything less than big duplexes. Just as an interesting thing, I got all my new license details for all the club calls that I've got, and 5 came through. I've implemented that, then slowly number 6 and number 7 dribbled through as well, so I watch this space. Thanks for running, Renette, Greg. See you tomorrow night from G8EEY.
Golf 8, Echo Yankee, G4 and RC. Well, I think there's a reason for that. Remember, everybody, including streamers, the Ofcom changes were being imposed in 3 phases. So the first phase of sing and making things more accessible, e.g. gateways, repeaters, etc., was the easy one because that was just changing paperwork. Changing call signs, moving or requesting or whatever it's going to take to get intermediate to something call sign range into the M8 and M9 range, all depended on getting new licensing software put in for Ofcom as a whole. So that process was expected all towards the back end of summer. So that have got all the licenses issued out to everybody imported onto the new system, and then they would start going back and impose wave 2 of the changes and then wave 3 had to be done by the end of this financial year, as in March 2025. So enjoy the more than 5 call signs while you've got them, but I suspect this isn't. Right, with that, I'm sure that's going to get talked about more tomorrow. We'll see. But we'll bring the net to a close. The score is for myself. So, thanks everybody for taking time out of your schedules to participate this afternoon, especially those who also have to go at the IARU and HFT Vector. Be careful, have a good week. Until next Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time, I'll now close the RAYNET-UK activity net and return the talk groups 50235331 RAYNET-UK and 235 Brandmeister back to being an open net rather than directed net. 730, this is Golf 4 November Romeo Charlie now closing and revert to Golf 0 Delta Uniform Bravo. Bye bye.
G0 DUB. G4REV before you go and watch the scores.
G4REV. Don't give me spoilers, go ahead over.
I'm not going to give you that. But I was running around and ended up trying to listen to this net on Brandmeister, and in the end had to rush and grab a radio and turn it on. Hence why I didn't call in, because you're already into the net when it started. And that's what I wanted to point out to you. Looked on Brandmeister to have been happening on that with this net. Greg, over.
G4REV, G0DUB. Okay, that's interesting, John, because what I've got running on the dashboard here, I go into my hotspot through to the RAYNET-UK server and visible on dashboard 1 on the RAYNET-UK dashboard, and then for feedback I have my second hotspot through to Brandmeister, and that hotspot is currently showing that I am coming back and via Brandmeister on 23531. So that's how I know whether it's the bridge between the two systems and leads to sometimes the extended delays while I wait for bridges. So which dashboard were you looking at that one on? G4REV, G0DUB, over.
Okay, Brandmeister.network off at the moment, and I'm looking at it. And from there, just scanning quickly, I've got nothing between 22481, there it is, and 26018. So, 235 is missing completely over.
G0DUB, there's a case in point. I started transmitting on RAYNET-UK, it dropped out and nothing was seen at all on my Brandmeister monitor hotspot. The second time's a charm, here I am again. If you're not seeing anything on hose line with any talk 235, I suspect that could be an issue with the UK server feeding that data back into the hose line. If there's no 235 groups there at all. 234, however, is also meant to be a UK number, so don't know. But certainly, the I have, and the thing that's put off some people from running this net in the past, is I used to try and have a unit up which would try and monitor Pheonix, because that was a real nightmare of looking for a bridge to a bridge. But Pheonix was particularly tight on how long you could leave a call running or unanswered before it would drop the talk and return your repeater to regular usage, which is why I tend to wear 4 seconds at least for responding, more like 8 sometimes, but definitely make sure I make a call before 12 to ensure that no links drop out. If anybody does do the user access the other systems. So yeah, I've got a hypothesis, John. I'm just not sure whether it's the right one. G4REV, G0DUB, over.
Okay, chuckling is then. Not too sure how all these things fit together, but you know, we're learning, right? All right, I'm going to let you get to Beowulf and see what the tennis result is. Result? I don't know whether they've got that far or not. I'm going to do the same, actually. See what's going on. I know what I wish for. Whether my wish will be granted is another matter. But now, just as a side, I'm looking for somebody who's expert in 802.11 protocols. Playing around with a Pi Zero version 2, which singularly refuses to connect securely to a MikroTik access point. It's fun, I can assure you. Anyhow, have a good day, guys. I'll catch you later. G4REV going clear.
G4REV, G0DUB returning, and the link is established. Okay. Right, yeah, good luck. Tennis is still going on. I've just posted it on screen now, so I could shut some others down. One observation, only observation to watch for on MikroTik access points. Internally for my mesh testing here for the so-called reference network, I did find that they'd got all the different bandwidths available for 5 megahertz, but in one of the Arden upgrades, they took away the 5 megahertz option. So I'm not sure with regular MikroTik firmware whether you can check width and whether or not that might be what's upsetting the link to the 0W. But again, that's only inspiration, not much trying to read chicken bones for the future. Okay, thanks very much. Hopefully it's been useful, and I've stuck you onto the bottom of the log anyway, for good behaviour. Okay, so 3 some UB, now let's listen briefly before going QRT. So Echo 0, Charlie Mike Sierra, geez, your radio's still working as well, Colin, over.
Yeah, afternoon, Greg. Sorry, late on brain. I haven't been on for a little while. But anyway, I'll let you get back onto the...
DUB, yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I just see up some time, especially post-net, and it's like, if you intended to call in, sorry, probably get to a run. Okay, definitely QRT this time. Log sheet's closed. 73, C0 DUB, no QRT.